Base. And welcome to the 29th installment of the Jonesin on a Whim podcast. I think 29 was about as many touchdowns as the Patriots scored last night.
Yeah, starting to feel that way.
I digress before I...
Got to give props to number 29, Eric Dickerson.
There you go. Who AP, number 28, is chasing.
Yes.
That's his goal. I don't think he gets there, but they should just split their votes for both comeback and MVP. And
hand it to
or give it to Brady. But we'll see how that plays out. If he gets to 2,000, one of those will be his. Mm-hmm. At the running back position.
Unless somebody comes back from the grave in the last 3 games.
Right. And maybe the Texans defense can, because they certainly buried themselves. But the offense looks a bit worse. At least the defense showed up after adjustments last night. But we'll get to that in a bit. So, 51-second segment, injuries. Not explaining the reason on the 51 seconds. Listen back. Starting the list are the Cardinals, Saints, and Texans pride. Clearly sprained, maybe. Maybe a couple of those teams maybe torn for this on IR for the season.
Cardinals are neck deep in shame.
Yes, I mean you'd hope so. Better news in Baltimore could conceivably get Suggs, Ray Lewis, and Jimmy Smith back this week.
Man.
Ray Lewis is a shoo-in, I believe. The other two.
Because he's going to practice, right?
I think he practiced last week, so I think he's in.
Uh-oh.
The other two might be more important, probably are more important. But for the playoffs, they'll win that division, and they'll again show up in January. I picked them to go to New Orleans for a reason. I'm not going to back out just yet.
Yeah.
Fred Jackson out for the year, grade 2 MCL sprain. At least fantasy people got something out of him. He went out with a bang. Because last week, I think he had 100 yards. The week before this.
Yeah.
Kickers are getting hurt now. And in warm-ups, shocking. And I think, Rob... And not even like weather. I mean, Robbie Gould was in a dome this week. And he and Mike Nugent strained left calf. We get it. You can kick 65-yarders. But in warm-ups, it doesn't really matter. Stop straining yourself in warm-ups.
I think he's IR too.
Yeah, there's an update. On Gould, not Nugent. We're not sure.
Yeah.
Des Bryant, finger, 50-50 chance of being on IR, but he said Jerry Jones is leaving it up to Des. He says he's playing. We'll see. I mean, I think there's a chance he loses the finger if something. I haven't looked into it because I don't care, but that's why they're leaving it up to him. Of course I'll play.
I've got 9 more.
Right. And he needs 5 more to make some catches. He's dropped. But hey, it's the Cowboys' problem. Dwayne Bowe to IR, broken ribs.
Yikes.
Ahmad Bradshaw having his knee tested again.
Oops.
That was today. Jared Cook tore his rotator cuff. He's on IR.
Yikes.
And the biggest of the week, RG3, grade 1 sprain of the LCL. He's day to day. I think they could probably win with Cousins awful this week,
but they're kind of in a position where they need to win out too.
If they want to win a division, certainly. I think they could snag a wild card without, but the division is still well within grasp. They hold every tiebreaker.
Maybe so. With the Bears backsliding here, 9-7 might get you in the NFC.
Yeah, well, it could win the division.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Giants have Atlanta, but it's still Atlanta. The Ravens and the Eagles, I believe. Yeah. So you never know. The Eagles are playing better, and the Redskins' road is a little easier, and I'll get to that going forward. So that concludes that segment. Go on to entertainment news, which in this format is our big performance of the week. And there's several options out there. Obviously, I don't know if y'all wanted to weigh in first.
Stefan?
Let's see. I had Cash Money Cam. More for fantasy purposes.
Well, he made history.
He did?
He was the first to over 250 passing, over 100 rushing, and a TD in each passing and rushing.
Very nice.
No one else had ever done that. Not even Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, Carolina plays pretty well in these meaningless games, but they took down a good team.
Well, that should have been their second win over Atlanta.
Yeah,
that's the biggest difference in their season. Cam was turning it over in the early part. He's not turning it over now. Yeah. And 0 interceptions, 0 turnovers, which is another part of that caveat on that.
That was nice.
On that history.
Yeah, I'll give Cam props. Seattle defense, said.
But Arizona's quick to an extent, but still.
Yeah. Epic game.
Right.
And I like the Pats' run defense. I get all giddy when I see the Pats actually stopping people. I mean, Houston came into this week number 2 in scoring.
Right. Behind the Patriots.
And they were shut off.
29 a game.
Yeah, shut down.
They're basically 7.
And
they're basically 7 points, that last touchdown.
Yeah, so when the Pats D actually plays well, I'm like, whoa.
Well, that was a key for me when picking that game was Will Fork stopping the run and the recent struggles of Houston running the football. Mm-hmm. I don't think Foster's eclipsed 100 yards in quite some time.
Yeah, he didn't make 50 last night, but understandably they turned away from the run.
And the Talib Akib acquisition might be the move of the year.
Yeah, provided he can stay healthy.
Stay out of jail.
Yeah. He missed the second half of that hip injury last night. But, stay out of jail and stay on the field.
Right.
Lock him up on Fridays and Mondays because those are the 2 days where apparently all the silly shit happens.
No joke. Especially recently.
Who do you have, Art?
Man, you got to be down with RG3, man. Like, I will get to it later, but Ratface, that was well played, Ratface. You know, I'm evaluating talent.
He waved the white flag. We're done. And then
3 and 6.
Yeah.
Going into the bye, they were talking about IR and Garcon. Players making wild comments. They come out of the bye 4 straight.
Yeah. No, and I don't want Kirk Cousins' performance to be lost.
Well, you saw my post. I called it rookie week because it's just like rookies went crazy.
Because he didn't come in for the save. He came in and got the win. They were trailing. Yeah.
And he made a couple grown man throws. That throw over the top for the Garcon touchdown.
Yeah, and all pressure was on. Too.
Yeah, that's 25 quarterbacks starting and came back that throw.
Right. No, and
wouldn't even had a sack to try to make that throw.
Right, and he had a really cool quote. I guess it was Peter King. He said, "What I've learned is as a quarterback, you're an artist and a robot. When I made that throw to Garcon, that was me. He extended the play. He rolled out, and he was an artist. It was his creation. But that draw on the 2-point conversion was a robot. That was the call. That was the play call. There's no alternate. There's no other option. He hit the hole and scored. And it was a cool balance of being an artist and a robot in a position that's very true. I think it was a nice synopsis of that position.
Nice quote.
Yeah. So, I definitely wanted Kirk Cousins to get named there too. And what a performance. And that's two times he's come in and looked serviceable.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they didn't beat Atlanta that first time, but it wasn't because of him. So, and I had, obviously David Wilson was one, but fuck that guy.
Come on.
1, because it was the Saints. 2, because I stored him away all year, and I cut him last week.
Oh, he did it for you then. That's what you
Of course,
get
right.
for not believing it.
Right.
The nerve of you.
Exactly. And the Ravens for finally firing Cam Cameron.
Oh, my goodness.
Might have been too late, but
who did they put in his place?
But the key there is the key there is what I've read and heard is the key there is his relationship with Flacco is much better.
Oh.
And Flacco can have input on the what is, I don't even know, their approach to the game that
so
week.
They're gonna actually like run route combinations.
That and there'll be a lot more.
Yeah.
I would expect to see a lot more no huddle. Flacco loves the no huddle. So the game plan is the word I was looking for. He'll have more input in that. They have a much better relationship because Caldwell was the quarterback coach.
Yeah.
Now he becomes the OC. He hasn't done that since he was head coach at Wake, which was over a decade ago. We'll see. It's the relationship with Flacco, and I think that's huge. I think that was the problem. And I would be interested to see to learn Cam Cameron's relationship with Ray Rice because
it can't be good.
Right. More importantly, I would like to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it may be the right move, but I'm pretty sure I've never seen a coordinator fired this late in the season on a team that's doing this well.
Right. No, and that's what I'm saying. I think they waited. It made more sense a month ago. Mm-hmm. and because they've lost two out of 3 or whatever.
Got spanked by the Texans, maybe.
Right. And
I think hardballs are taking turns, taking big chances, though. I mean, I guess they're riding this little stretch. And if you got anything wrong with your team right now, I mean, wait until next year to fix it. It's too late.
Right. Kaepernick still hasn't shown me a damn thing, and I'll get to that
We'll
later.
get to that. Yeah.
But for my big performance, I'm going to go with Nick Foles, with an honorable mention to the black shirt Andy Reid was wearing on Sunday. That was working overtime as he perfected the impossible of looking fat and black. But back to Foles, his 381-yard, 2-touchdown, no interception performance. The first rookie since, we'll get to that in your segment.
Uh-huh.
And it did that virtually with no running game. Sorry, Bryce Brown owners, which present company included.
He lost me a week, too.
Right. Well, his 3 points didn't kill me, but I need more Thursday night, I'm sure. But Foles led his team down the field in the final seconds. They won the game, but they won the game over a playoff contender, and in Tampa, no less, in their house.
Yeah.
So I think this team actually is now that they see that the future is under center. They're not only playing for their future, they're playing for their coach's future, who I really believe they want to stick around. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but the more and more he stays around, the more and more possibility remains. So I love Andy Reid. I can't imagine anyone else on that sideline, just because there hasn't been anyone else for such a while. But he'll have no problem landing a job if he were to be let go. I just think, given the circumstances at the beginning of the season, maybe he deserves one more chance. We'll see.
See if he gets one.
Yeah, it'll be.
I mean, he's not as up the creek as Noah is. That's
Right.
for sure.
Well, he's got a resume of underachieving. So where this is, they finished 8-8 last year, but we're still, I think, only a game. It was still only a game out of making the playoffs.
Weren't they 4-8?
They were 4-8.
One of the
Right.
last 4. Yeah,
Right.
So it was like
I mean, they put
4-8. Forget it.
Right.
That's not happening, and then it ended up almost working out.
Right. So, and then the year before that, they won the division on the final weekend against the Giants on that Deshaun Jackson punt return. No, but I think that concludes big performances for this week. We move on to our top 11, which is our NFL power rankings. And topping our rankings alone this week, last week they were tied, the Denver Broncos.
I see.
After their win over the Raiders on Thursday.
More horse.
Yes.
I saw that sign at the Denver
really?
Broncos game. Yeah. More horse.
Winners of 8 in a row. And with the division already clinched, they can now work on seeding, which starts this week with a huge game in Baltimore against the Reeling Ravens.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That's battle for 3 at least.
yeah. It was working out the permutations here. Denver could win out and still not get a bye.
Right. Exactly.
That's
Because they've lost to both 1 and 2.
Lost to, yeah, 1 and 2.
And then this would be a loss to the other team.
Yes.
So this is
Yeah, if they lose this game, they can pretty much forget a bye.
right.
That shit ain't.
And they could maybe be 4th. The dream matchup is obviously for storylines is Colts.
Broncos.
Right.
Yeah.
So
they'll have to slip a bit to make that happen.
well, that's where they are. They're 3rd right now.
No, the Colts. They would play the second wild card, which would be like
That's true.
Since you're the Jets.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so Baltimore would have to
they-
win this.
Right.
Okay.
And they very well could.
Yes. And moving up to 2nd in our rankings, the New England Patriots,
Yeah.
after dismantling an overmatched Texans team last night in Foxborough. A more important number for them is 1, which is where I think this team will finish in the AFC going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Colts are going to get 1 in Houston.
Yeah. If Houston loses one of those Colts games, and New England wins out, they got to beat San Francisco this weekend as a start.
Kaepernick's
But they could probably do that at home.
Yeah.
And then who else did New England have? I think they finish against Miami.
Yeah, it'll be close, but they'll win.
Yeah, and the other game is that might be Tennessee. Or
Yeah, I don't think they've played yet.
Yeah, somebody kind of
Right. I don't think they've played Tennessee
average
yet.
or below.
But third on our rankings in the first team from the NFC.
Oh, Jacksonville is
Even
New
better.
other game.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
But it's in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Yeah, so there'll be nobody there.
So it'll be quiet.
Right. So third in our rankings in the first team from the NFC, the New York Giants, previously sixth, following their win over my Saints. Y'all two had them slightly higher than I did, because I feel they still turn it over way too much, and it'll likely end up costing them their division.
Hey, look, man. Like I said, if they need to track,
we had like 3
interceptions thrown. Because that don't get caught.
Right. Oh, man.
Because Eli is the heavyweight champion.
We had 7 or 8.
You kind of said
Yeah.
Yeah. Eli's the heavyweight champion of throwing.
Right.
He throws bad passes.
And they were
that don't
legitimate.
get picked.
Yeah.
I wasn't like
in the
stretching.
hands. Yeah, like in the hands, in the chest, pick 6 interceptions. And they drop them. I don't know what it is.
Maybe it's December.
But it's like that all the time with Eli when you watch their games. But like the last thing they need is to have another source of random big plays, because that's kind of how they get by when everything else is kind of falling apart anyway.
And if David Wilson rides his confidence,
and he's gonna have it, and I think he's gonna get a lot of carries because now Bradshaw finally has a real I can't fake my way through this type injury. I think his knee is bad, and you throw that on top of having bad feet and all that too, limping around half a week to show up and try to play Sunday. He's been doing that for 2 or 3 years now. At some point, that's gonna lead to something.
And they've had 2 or 3 other guys to spell him. When now I think that stable's empty. It's those 2 guys.
Yeah.
Andre Brown's at IR.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he broke his leg, so you know he's out. So yeah, this could be time for the David Wilson show.
I hope so.
Be interesting.
The Giants have had a tough road. I mean, schedule wise.
The first place schedule,
yeah. So, I mean, you look at their losses. Okay, yeah, there was one to Philadelphia. That was a close game early in the season. But
that was week 1, right?
Week 4.
Week 4.
But they lost to Dallas.
They lost to Dallas week 1. That's what I'm thinking about.
Lost to Pittsburgh by 4. Somehow got beaten up by Cincinnati. Lost to Washington.
Yeah, they didn't show up going into the bye that week.
That's the thing is...
And then they killed San Fran.
Killed Green Bay.
It's
like they have to care to win, and I just that's not enough for me. Even though if you get in the playoffs, you obviously care every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what are you gonna get? Are you gonna get into week 2 and take Atlanta seriously in the playoffs?
Yeah.
So
speaking of which, Giants got to go there, and then they go to Baltimore, and then they're home against Philly to finish the season.
Right.
So
which is the Andy Reid.
That could be a 9-7 result. It could be 8-8.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think
be the We Love Andy game.
Right now, I'm riding that Washington momentum. I really am. And it's like in Indy right now. There's some magic going on, and number 1 and number 2 picks, so it makes a little sense. Mm-hmm. But
it's crazy to see it work out that well that fast.
It is. It's
and from where I'm coming from as a fan, I would not mind seeing the Giants missing the playoffs.
Understandable.
Yeah, not because you fear them, just because fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You can say that and roll with it. Weird.
Oh, if they get into the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be like, yeah, we get a shot at the Giants. Payback. But
yeah, you'd be saying that on one side of your mouth, the other side you'd be like, shit.
Like, damn it.
The team that I think
fucking pass rush
could represent the NFC.
You're wrong.
In the playoffs, fourth in our rankings, up from 5. As I said, in my opinion, the best in the NFC. The Green Bay Packers, getting healthy at the right time, and more importantly, they're implementing a run game that they desperately need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's by committee, but whatever. It's effective.
Yeah. And it's a little bit unfortunate that it was against the Lions, who we've talked about having questionable character. And when you got questionable character and you're kind of going into pack-it-in mode.
They've fought in every game.
Yeah, but when that cold weather getting upside your head and you got to think about tackling somebody in the middle of the third quarter and you kind of ain't ready. Then Ryan Grant can kind of show up and get a couple 10-yard runs on you.
It was that other guy.
And the
whoever that is,
cat. Yeah, but that was a big body cat, and he didn't mind running straight with a funny look on his face.
Right.
So, my theory on that. If you're running outside and it's about 35 degrees, you got a funny look on your face.
Yeah.
It's a problem, and it's too late in the season for cats to be dealing with that. And as much as I want to hate on the Packers, I agree. I wrote everything you said. I mean, they're getting healthy on defense. You got Rodgers, you got a chance. And
you got 7 receivers.
And they got dudes running straight. Well, they only got like 4 receivers. But whatever. Because I think Old Spice is a decoy. I don't trust Jordan Nelson to ever be healthy. And now it's like they run.
But Jones and Cobb have proven they could step right in and
but what they're
don't
doing,
miss a beat.
The Cobb is killing it right now. I mean, because they're using everybody else to get Cobb open, and he's getting open, and he's making jackass catches, and he's run after the catch. He's like fake Percy Harvin.
Yeah.
And you know what I think of Percy. So.
Right.
Yeah. One bad loss this year for Green Bay. Just one at the Giants.
Yeah.
That Sunday night game recently.
And we know that.
Yeah, I mean, the others.
And they,
Seattle.
as I've said, they've got one more win than they're getting credit for.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and as I always say, but that won't cost them.
To Indy and San Fran as well. So, it's.
And the beauty of them is if Atlanta somehow gets the NFC Championship, Green Bay's better in Atlanta than they would be at home.
Yeah.
If they're a fast team, they're built for indoors. So, but they've proven they can win outdoors.
True.
Don't get me wrong, but
and I'd love to see a playoff game in the snow. So.
Atlanta will be gone, so you'll get it. Falling to fifth, and I actually had them eighth. The Houston Texans. Man, the big stage just eats his team alive. Stefan, you said it last week when I was saying that a loss here, they'd be who I thought they were. It's not a catastrophic failure, you're right. But losing in that manner may very well lead to one the remainder of this year.
Yeah.
And I alluded to it earlier. One positive note. The last time they got their ass handed to them, it was at home on a Sunday night on the big stage against Green Bay. They did turn around and beat the Ravens that following week by 30. Mm-hmm. So they've got that bounce back ability in them, but they hyped this game so much.
Yeah.
And they failed so bad.
From the tunnel, too. From the very beginning.
It was 21-0 before I got off the toilet.
The line was 5.5 by the start of the game, and I'd been talking to Texans fans around town. They're like, really, the Patriots are favored, but they don't have a better record. I'm like, oh god.
Welcome to Texans fans. This is why I don't go in public.
Yeah, and I had to explain to at least 3 people, hey, the Texans need to win these games because they're playing the Colts twice, and if it works out a certain way and they don't beat the Colts either time, the Colts could win the division.
Not only, this division's now not a given.
Like, the Colts could win this division.
Minnesota's not backing down either.
Really? No. I was like, yeah.
I don't think the Colts are going to beat them twice.
I don't either, but the fact that it's conceivable at this point is insane.
Yeah, but people are acting like it's not even possible because of the people just
Minnesota's playing to go to the playoffs as well.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Staying alive, man. Staying alive. Look, the Texans. It's funny to see the Patriots show up and basically run the Texans playbook against them, stretch misdirections, and they're doing it with. And I was telling somebody this before the game last night. I was like, well, I don't know if the Patriots are going to do ISO routes, which is the thing that Texans can't handle because of their personnel and the injuries that they have. But the misdirection is even more brutal to what the Texans have because they ran their playbook, but instead of throwing it to Daniels or Graham or a slow guy, they used their fast speed guys, and it was
in the bye. I had Brandon Lloyd on bye. Thanks.
Ridiculous.
He hadn't caught 6 passes in 2 months.
Did you see? And what you're talking about, Art, probably that the pass to Brandon Lloyd.
Yeah,
where he's wide open.
Yeah, the misdirection.
The entire O-line moves right. Play action. Brady makes a nice fake, and the safety didn't just bite on the fake. He sat down at the table, ordered a fake fillet, side salad, and a bottle of cab,
dessert, everything,
and ate that fake. He was at the line of scrimmage when Brady threw the ball.
Yeah, the offense isn't dynamic enough, and the defense is spiraling downward.
The injuries on that back end is killing them.
And Joseph's not healthy, obviously.
Yeah.
No.
And Cushing's fine, but he's not worth 35 points or 28 points, whatever it is. Yeah. But a corner, especially against a team like this, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And then when you have linebackers covering Welker,
and
thank God he dropped 5. It would have been.
Yeah, it would have been even like 3 in a row.
Right.
I was going to text you if you're like, no.
How dare you be right?
I was celebrating, but after he dropped the third one, I was like, "Come on, man, catch one, jeez." Yeah. I know, I'm playing.
I don't want it that way. Yeah, you do.
You're making us look like jerks.
I'll take it that way, but come on, man, catch one, jeez. Right. Yeah. Just don't take it anywhere after you catch it.
Hernandez did have a good game.
He did.
He had some passes that he really had to reach for in traffic.
But that one touchdown, he was wide open.
That was
because he. That was like Chris Johnson 3 or 4 years ago.
I would say that was emblematic of the game. Houston just wasn't ready.
No.
They were not ready, and that's kind of scary to look at. But again, it's going to be a while. They still got.
How about TJ Yates coming in and looking just as good as Shaw?
Yeah, they got some avoiding to do, though. I mean, they got to avoid elite coaching.
No, not at all. That's not what I mean. But And I defend Shaw more than Texans fans do.
Mm-hmm.
But
they don't know what they got with that. Yeah. But look, man, he doesn't have the weapons.
No, it's because look, it's not a dynamic offense.
Andre is not when in doubt, I'm gonna throw it to Andre type receiver.
Right.
He's a scheme receiver. Historically, he's been a scheme receiver.
Yeah.
So you can't just do one man route. All right, Andre, get open. I'm gonna throw it to you. It's got to be all got you, bitch, misdirection. Ooh, aha! You didn't see
New
it
England
coming.
even went as far as last night. He was double covered a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Walter, the Star Gene,
like let's see,
Keyshawn Martin, whatever his
Where
name
the hell
is.
were they?
Right.
Well, it's like those guys. You know, they ain't gonna be 101s either.
Yeah,
Right.
and amazingly, the Patriots' pass rush was disrupting the Texans' offense. Schaub was doing a lot of back foot, airing the ball out. And
well, when there's when your running game is that dismal,
yeah,
you can tee off. I mean, Will Fork handled the run game.
Yeah.
Oh, the running offense, you got it. I know, man.
Right.
He was on the ground.
No, he really was in the backfield. Like
he was
immediately. Yeah.
I mean,
well, because you saw the dumb shit they were doing. They were pulling Dwayne Brown to come block him. If Will Fork's unblocked, even at 400 pounds, he's going to get 2 yards deep before Dwayne Brown get his ass around.
Yeah, you let him take those 2 steps.
It's over.
Yeah.
He's already got you.
The momentum going.
Right, and for all Foster, as much as people love Foster, he's better in misdirection after he hits the hole, not before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He hits it in that zone read, but before it, he's going straight. He's hitting that hole. Will Fork's in that hole. It was in that hole every time.
And
they
had Kyle Love too, Will Fork Jr.
Well, they had 2 good runs. The first 2 plays.
Yes.
One came back because of illegal formation or whatever it was, and then the second they got, but that was it.
Yep.
I mean, they shut it down after that, and that's what I counted on was that because mediocre teams have been shutting down their run for the last month.
And even in the earlier part of the season, they were having some troubles off and on.
Right. So.
And it's kind of like this elephant in the room that people don't want to talk about because Foster keeps scoring touchdowns. So
right.
Fantasy people don't care.
Exactly.
But
80 yards a game on 30 carries he's getting.
Yeah.
No, his per carry average is below 4.
Yeah. No, it's the first time in his career.
Yeah.
3.9, and after last night, it's lower than that.
A little bit, yeah.
But we'll move on in the rankings. 6th. Up from 10th, the San Francisco 49ers.
Back in our good graces.
What did y'all do? How'd y'all get them up that much?
I don't know.
I put them pretty high.
Yeah.
I had them at 8.
I think I had them 6th.
I had him 5th.
Yeah, I'm sending
But this is nobody better right now.
I'm going to send Chuck to your house.
I had to drop like 3 teams like rocks. This
Yeah,
year.
I mean, Kaepernick's getting wins, but he's not. Sure, 18 and 22 for 135 yards, fine. But
that's Alex Smith numbers.
Right.
Look,
exactly. And he 50-yard run, Alex Smith can do that.
And the defense is still
that's
really
why.
solid.
No, there's no doubt.
So we're talking about the team here.
Right. No, exactly. But I think that move is going to cost them a trip to New Orleans.
It very well could.
But I think they got a chance here. So they got Sunday night. Everybody's going to see it. They're playing New England. So if anybody has a plan for Kaepernick, that would be one team. And then even if they come out of that, they got Week 16 in Seattle.
They're not beating Seattle.
So they're losing one of 2
Seattle,
of those games.
I'm gonna allude to it. They're next in the rankings.
Yeah, and they might lose both of those games.
They're the most complete team in football right now.
17 or 16th game?
It's Week 16.
Oh, no, you're right.
It's Week 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Arizona.
Right.
Yeah,
they just rest everybody regardless.
Yes.
Even if they need the game.
They could play Kaepernick. Yeah, they could play Kaepernick knowing that they're going to start Alex Smith and play him.
Get those practice wide.
Because they're running out of time to go back to Alex, but they got 2 weeks for Kaepernick to show up and look not good, and I think the odds are that's
he's not. Well, Vernon Davis has like 3 catches since he started,
and it was all in the first game.
That's not good.
No.
Vernon Davis got loose in that Chicago game. He hadn't done anything since then.
No, and it's because he's not even checking down to that far.
Yeah, Davis is a hell of a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, they beat us last year.
Yeah.
I thought he was, but I don't think he just keeps disappearing. I don't know.
And it's Kaepernick. He's not doing his checkdowns.
Pretty sure he's not getting targets.
No, 18 to 22 for 135 or whatever it was. That's like
dink, dink,
right.
Dink.
He was supposed to come in and diversify this offense. He's not doing that. Mm-hmm. Alex Smith finally had hit a stride where he was doing that.
Taking a couple shots.
He was. Yeah. And that's gone. And that was the reason Harbaugh made this move, and he can't go back now. 1, he's stubborn. 2, you kind of just can't.
2 weeks from now, he'll be able to go back. If they lose those 2 games,
well, yeah, losses will do that, but their defense keeps bailing them out. And 50-yard touchdown runs, which again, Alex Smith can make.
Ooh,
and he's such a cocky dude, man. You sucked all day, and you're gonna kiss your not Harbaugh, but Kaepernick. I was a fan at first. I'm starting to really learn about this guy and not liking him, but seventh.
I was right about you.
7th in our rankings.
All right.
The Seattle Seahawks making another appearance, skyrocketing to 7th. From last week they were they were tied for 12th.
Yeah.
But I dare say it, this might be the most complete team in the NFL right now.
So we're talking about 8-5 right now.
The way they can run the football, the way they play defense,
And the power, man.
and the way the quarterback plays.
That was their first division win?
They lost to Arizona week 1.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Their losses are in the division, which is to some degree a little bit surprising.
Yeah.
And but nobody's playing better than them right now.
The power is getting more.
People are playing
more
as well, but not as
And they got the running straight thing down pat because they got, which might be one of the best run straight funny look on your face because that's his normal face.
They can run, yeah.
It's
Kumba with the
Mario
villain.
Koopa. Yeah, I mean King Skittle Koopa is not caring, man, and this is the time for that.
Number one candidate for getting paid to go away. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah. He pretended like he was going to, too, because he was having mysterious back injuries. But no, man, that guy, when you got that, you got a chance at everything else. And if Russell only has to make 3 or 4 plays a game, and he got that,
he makes that. And then that's like 2 the 2 games prior, fourth quarter, game-winning tying drives, then proceeding that with game tying, then game-winning drives. I mean... And then Chicago and then
yeah, it doesn't matter about that with that kid. That kid is awesome, man. And it's scary. He's
Drew Brees without the turnovers.
Just think, and the hand licking. But take him.
He's Rudolph. What's that? Yukon Cornelius from the Rudolph.
Yes. Imagine if this was a season where you didn't have.
Yeah, exactly. My favorite scene.
If you didn't have Luck and RG3. I mean, how much love would Russell Wilson be getting right now?
Right, and because him, Alfred Morris, Nick Foles now. No, these kids are. I don't know what it is.
Preparation.
These college coaches are. It's just
This preparation is actual good coaching going on at all those places. And it pains me to say that about a couple of places.
I think we got more pro style offenses in college.
But Baylor didn't. They changed the offense for him, which was genius.
Yeah,
this is me giving Ratface. Compliment.
But I mean, what?
But luck with Stanford's definitely.
What RG3 played at Baylor, I mean, that was more conducive to NFL
pistol
offense.
Yeah, no, I mean,
pistol's a new wrinkle,
right,
for NFL.
But it's just because and RG3's so smart. He's such a smart kid, and he just gets it. And all he wants to do is play football. Like when all these other guys are playing video games, they're probably football video games, but he's studying film and he's captain as a rookie. The teams vote that.
Yeah.
I mean, these veterans voted him his rookie year. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
He commands respect and he commands that locker room. And it's amazing. And Luck is just as amazing. And that brings me to the next team in our rankings.
About time.
They jumped 1 spot to 8th. They were 9th last week. But this week, a huge test. And we'll see really what this group's made of. They're gonna enter we're gonna play, which will likely be a very grumpy Texans team.
Yes.
And what will be
the Colts, of course.
And what will be a very rowdy Reliance Stadium.
Yeah, they'll be pissed.
But yes,
It'll
it is
be a
the
tough game.
Andrew Luck led Indianapolis Colts.
And they almost fucked off that game against Tennessee this weekend.
But it's a division game, and Tennessee, they don't know how to win. They only know how to lose poorly or lose closely.
So they're a bad team.
No, they are. I don't think Munchak's the answer. That team is littered with talent. Littered with it, and I don't know. I'm not sure what the issue is there, but I'm certain he's probably done as head coach. So
yeah, if I were Tennessee, I'd be investing $100 a week and a psychiatrist for CJ2K or CJ1K.
Yeah, and I haven't watched their games close enough to see if they're just not even blocking. Who knows? But I do like Locker. They were both teams. I think were gifted a touchdown.
Locker had a nice game. I mean, Luck was actually a little shaky.
Kenny Britt's awake. He's alive. But yeah, they without a running game, it's hard to hide deficiencies at quarterback. Even though he's a second-year guy, but he's inaccurate and he's got his issues. Speaking of young quarterbacks with issues, the team falling the furthest in our rankings, Stefan's hometown, Atlanta Falcons, now 9th on our list.
Oh, yes,
and this is a bold statement, and the way they're playing, it might be the 9th month of 2013 before they win another game, which is the start of next season.
Yeah, the goal looking so foolish. I mean, I said this last week. They're counting on turnovers. They're waiting on turnovers. They're waiting on random 30-yard. I broke these 6 tackles.
I don't know why they're waiting to bench Michael Turner.
My goodness. Jacuzzi's clearly better.
He is. Well, he got like triple the touches this week.
He's getting more.
Yeah.
But it needs to be completely over. Like, they need to come right on out there, first drive, first play, me and Jacuzzi, let's come up with something.
Yeah. Make Turner your goal line back.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's still big. That doesn't
right. Well, he scores every week.
Yeah, right.
He's not have a problem with falling into the end zone.
Yeah, 3.7 per carry, though. That's plotting.
They just need, and he's not catching any passes. He's not, he accidentally makes somebody miss like once every 5 weeks.
He's not starting on any fantasy teams, hopefully.
People are still doing that shit. Insane. But
he got cut and I picked him up and I've yet to start him.
You like, I can't start that.
No.
Yeah, but what you're alluding to versus home against the Giants at Detroit. I think that's a Saturday game.
That is.
Detroit's still playing.
And then home against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they could easily go for 3 that, and of course the playoffs they
could be.
But those are 2 teams, that Detroit and Tampa, those teams right now, they're dying to lose every game they play. Like
Atlanta's looked that way all year. I mean, they haven't killed. They had like one decisive victory.
Well, they got like a bottom 5 schedule in terms of strength of schedule.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Everything else is close.
Yeah, they're trying to blow these games, and now they need to win to kind of get the right look on their face. And I don't know if they got it or not, man.
No, they fuck. The Giants are underdogs.
Oh, well, yeah. They're not beating the Giants.
No. So Coughlin's like, no respect. We're also against the world. It's 1, but still.
They don't believe it.
They're 11-2, but
right. Yeah. No so they've lost this week. You can just chalk that up.
We shouldn't overtalk it and ruin it, but yes.
Right. But moving on, another team I feel may not win another game, although they play Arizona next week.
Oh, that's the game then. Go ahead.
The Chicago Bears. 10th in our rankings, previously 6th. The division and their playoff lives are on the line this Sunday in a home game against the Packers, a team they haven't beaten since week 3 of 2010.
Yeah, it's suddenly looking kind of grim.
It really is.
Well, these jokes with the offense has gotten to be a bit more of a problem. This offensive line
and they can't keep that defense healthy. But Cutler threw 2 pick sixes last week, or what amounted to points off turnovers. So
yeah, I mean Cutler is kind of getting into that I'm tired of getting hit mode. It's cold.
Honestly, I don't blame him.
And I don't blame him. But you know what happens when you got quarterbacks like him who get tired of getting hit? They start making what I call fuck it throws.
As long as they're Brandon Marshall,
but they become interceptions and they become pick sixes. And that defense isn't going to be bailing them out. This defense is kind of
old and crusty.
Really pedestrian, really old, really crusty. So they're coming out there scoring 13 points on offense. Isn't going to get it, man. They got to come up with something. Yeah. And right now, it doesn't look like they have anything like that.
And Brian Urlacher from 5 years ago is not walking through that door.
No.
And he's not walking in that door.
He might limp through that
this
door.
day. Yeah. And Tillman gets hurt every week now.
Yes, he's coming out of multiple games, multiple times. Funny look on his face. He's gone.
2 meltdowns in 2 years. Is Lovie Smith fired?
Man, Mike Tice should be fired. I know that. But it's...
If they don't win again, he's fired.
Yeah,
he's probably fired.
It's 2 years in a row.
They were what, 8-1?
7-1.
At least last time he could play the... Well, come on now, Cutler. Cutler got hurt out.
And the previous year they went in the NFC Championship, so.
Yeah. But yeah, you're talking 2 years removed from that. That's an issue.
No, that's enough.
And this Green Bay game, you know, as much as I love to hate on Green Bay, it ain't looking good, man.
No.
I'm gonna need to hear a number before I can say anything other than Green Bay for that game.
Right.
So
and we'll get to that.
But we're talking what? We're talking week 15.
They got Arizona, so they lose that. He's fired that day.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, they're at Arizona, at Detroit, so it's not all.
They have to go 9-7. I mean,
so they have to go 9-7.
Right. And that might get them that wild card.
Yeah,
maybe.
So
and then they'll get beaten.
I think they make the playoffs, and yeah, Lovey's okay. But yeah, if they miss it, we've seen coaches fired for second half performance. You know, like
I've seen a coach fired after a 4-2 year.
14.
14-2. Yeah.
That's a bad organization. That's shitty. That's falling off the cliff since then.
Oh right.
But this is
oops.
You go through a half decade
and hire Norm Turner. What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Was that when they lost to the Pats in the playoffs? Like
the
first game.
Yeah, first game.
Yeah.
After the bye. Look, man.
Whatever. AJ Smith just didn't like Marty Schottenheimer because he was smarter than him.
This is a half decade dissertation on how to fuck up your team. I mean, it's almost a Phoenix Suns level of talent lost off of their team.
Really?
Like you think, oh, he played with them too? He played with them too? Oh shit. They used to have him too? Damn. Well, what happened?
No, man.
Well, we just fucked up.
That 14-2 team was legitimate.
Stacked.
Yeah.
And now it's all going on Rivers' head, and he's like, man, shit.
The guy just sucks now. I didn't think it'd be this bad. I mean, I never liked him, but it was not because he lacked talent. It's because he's a douchebag. But he can't even throw an out route now. I mean, it's embarrassing. But I'll take it. Yeah, I'm fine with it. When I look right, I'll take it. Rounding out our rankings this week, and it might be the first time they've been in our top 11. Maybe one other time. The Washington Redskins.
Yeah, okay.
Winners of 4 in a row.
Probably so. Yeah.
With 3 of those coming in the division. They're on the heels of the Giants now, and they've secured every tiebreaker against them with division record, conference record.
Giants are only 2-3 in division.
Right, and they're 3-1, so they can't finish better. So, and with the Redskins' 3 games are against Cleveland, Philly, and Dallas. The Giants, which I think we've mentioned by now, are against Atlanta, Baltimore, and Philly. I'm saying there's a chance.
Yep.
And earlier I said it's a great chance.
Yeah. And the thing is,
and why not root for them? Even though we hate Shanahan, I just block out the part that they're involved.
But I'm gonna go ahead and give it up now because we've talked so much shit. Look, it is now.
He quit week 4. Whatever it was.
Who did?
Shanahan.
9.
Yeah. It was week 9.
I'm done. Hope they're not, but I'm done. I'm going to go munch on some cheese here in the corner.
Psychology.
Munch on some cheese.
Psychology my ass.
If he said that in private to his team, that would be one thing. But, saying it to the media is like, all right, I'm calling you guys out.
Garcon, get your weird ass shoes.
Go get some more cheese.
Get a funny ass shoe and get your ass on this fucking field.
I'm going to go store some nuts.
Now you got a mysterious shoe.
I'm a beaver too.
Garcon also.
No, I agree. Shanahan's an overpaid tool bag, but
yes.
I am definitely cheering for the Redskins here.
And now
I can't not root for him.
And now you got
Fletcher, hurt. Kirk Cousins.
And now Kirk's going to come out there, and it's like, this isn't one of those situations where the backup is going to show up and you're scared for your life, like, oh, they're screwed. Right. Their offense is going to change, but it looks like Ratface and his son actually have a plan.
Oh, no, and I think they do have a separate package for like both of them. You don't draft this guy in the 3rd round and not.
Like an actual plan.
I think they run 2 different things in practice. And
wow.
Props to Pierre Gasol, too, for proving that he wasn't just a product of Peyton, which I don't think many people are. I think a lot of these things.
Yeah, Wayne's continued to do.
As I'm saying, a lot of these players have helped Peyton more than the other.
And maybe it's a little
much more than they get credit for.
Yeah.
Because Peyton's always had weapons, and I'm tired of hearing how great he is. And he is, but there's Hall of Famers. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
There was a point where he had the best number 1 receiver in the game, the best number 2 receiver in the game, the best tight end in the game. I mean, top 3 in all.
And a top 10
good
back,
too.
Right.
Yeah.
So we probably talked about this before, and Peyton is one of the best, no doubt. But don't
when they had
try
Rose
for him.
I mean, that's a 1-2 punch for your ass.
Exactly.
Both of those dudes were healthy.
Right. Well, and when they had Edgerrin, I mean.
Yeah. Well, even before that.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
But they won the Super Bowl with Adai
and Rose, right?
And then a Rose like slapped somebody's mama, and then he couldn't stay on a team. Like,
well, he went to the Raiders, and that ruins everybody.
Yeah,
I don't know someone who's ever survived that playing for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Not even McFadden can do it.
Not even Jerry Rice could do it.
Right.
Not even Jerry Rice could do it. Randy Moss survived it, but he got rescued by New England.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is like
he
the only.
didn't exactly thrive in Oakland either.
No. But also receiving votes this week, Baltimore, who quietly fell out of the top 11 here. I had him 9th still.
I'm done with their offense.
Art had him 14th. Stefan 12th.
Because I'm mad.
Cincy, I had him 14th. Y'all both had him 13th. Pittsburgh, I had him 13th. Art had him 11th. Stefan didn't bother to rank them.
Nope.
I had Dallas 15th. Art didn't bother to rank them. You had him 14th.
I'm not falling for it.
And Minnesota, I didn't rank. Y'all both had 15th.
This Dez situation is a situation.
I like their other receivers. I like Harris or whatever his name is. I like Ogletree if they use him again. They'll be fine, I think. And Miles Austin, it's not his lack of talent. It's his lack of targets. He's open. I've watched. I played against him last week and watched intently. They'll be fine. And Dez is a big deal. Don't get me wrong, but they'll lean on Whitmore like they did yesterday. And these other two guys will get more targets. And Dez isn't going away. He'll be fine.
I think he'll play.
He's going to play.
I know he's going to try to play. What about that?
Right. Well, that's what he does every week.
They called him 9 plays that he knows.
Right. Just run downfield. We'll find you. On to the next segment, Whim Hits, which in this format is our weekly picks against the spread.
Oh, man.
All of us under 500 again last week.
I want to talk about it.
But I gave us, again, the Detroit.
Did that line move?
It moved to 7, which
Okay.
I think is what they won by.
Yes, it was.
And it was 6.5 when we did it. So
Yeah.
that's
No,
close
that's
enough.
fair.
Yeah.
Called it as we saw it.
Right. So that will be that. And we'll start this week. Actually, Art and I went 7-9. Stefan getting further away from our goal for him to finish 500.
What was I?
6-10, just one behind.
Yeah.
It varies what we all picked. I went against a lot of what y'all did, which kind of explained. I don't know if that does. That's weird.
Well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Right. Well, no, I mean, I just was what I thought. I Tennessee, we all had Indy, and a couple other ones like that.
They didn't quite cover.
Right. No, they did. Tennessee covered.
No, I mean, Indy didn't cover.
Right. So, but yeah, starting this week's, we won't go and I just Stefan, the dream of 500, 7 back, but we'll get you
7
there.
down, all right.
We'll get you there.
We got 3
We got
weeks.
3 weeks left.
The,
of course, week 17 is always like a who the fuck knows week.
Right. Because who knows who's going to sit, who's going to whatever.
Right, yeah.
Because even bad teams start sitting players.
Mm-hmm.
This week, first game, Thursday night, Cincy goes to Philly, 3-point favorites. Cincy minus 3.
Since he goes to Philly, 3-point favorites.
I'll take it.
You're taking Cincy?
I'm taking Cincy. They tricked me into thinking that they're good. And running straight on
After
Thursday.
losing to Dallas? Blowing a 10-point lead?
That's because Marvin
Should've
Lewis
won
is
that
idiot.
game.
Marvin Lewis is idiot. I
They were
mean,
getting
so
fucked.
somebody should say.
That's true. Well, no, somebody wrote into Peter King finally, and he put it on his Tuesday morning.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterback.
I didn't see that.
Refs should be penalties should be challenged. Coaches should be able to use their challenges. So that's a gimme to me, and we've been saying that for years.
Yes.
But more adamantly now because yes, and that was the one big that was the ugly for Mike Golick this week. You know they did the good, the bad, the ugly.
Oh yeah.
Was that call when a clean hit on Des Bryant?
Right.
And that was a game changer. That changed the game. And we said that then. That's what that's going to do.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They still didn't score on. No, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't score on
But
the
it's still a momentum thing. It's you.
field position thing.
And it was
It's
like
a big field position.
and it was like the 5th bad call. It's like, okay, we're against the world here.
Right.
It's a mental thing, and with a team coached by a moron, that just snowballs.
Let's be up 10-0 with a guy that's running straight with a funny look on his face 3 weeks running. Let's just forget about him and start running double reverses and
Throwing up 10, like 3 plays in a whatever.
I'll go with Cincy.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're gonna fix that.
they
because-
obviously have holes, but
Yeah, and they don't have time to get cute.
I don't know.
Thursday. They're gonna run straight.
The Thursday night home, I'm sticking with it. I know it didn't work for me last week, but that game was closer than the score indicated. And that Philly defense has showed me something. And Nick Foles showed me a lot. So, and 3 for the home team. I'm getting 3.
Yeah.
I'll take it. So I'm going with Philly there. The one I alluded to earlier, it's 1.5. Giants in the Georgia Dome versus Fool's Gold.
Give me
we're not favored.
Right, they're underdogs, right? So you know what that means.
Give me Giants.
Fool's Gold by 1.5.
Yeah.
Giants by 10.
I'll go with Fool's Gold.
All right.
Because
you're from there.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I'm
now
another surprising line.
Eli's gonna throw picks.
At least I call it Fool's Gold.
They'll drop them too. I mean, we're fine.
They didn't drop the Peyton picks.
Well,
which ones?
that's just in the first.
Remember the Denver-Atlanta game?
Oh, well, that's another thing. If Peyton would have played more in the preseason, they might be undefeated. Well, they probably still would have lost to New England.
Yeah.
Because the Texans in Atlanta were early.
Yeah.
And
they had, and those were close losses too.
Right.
All three of those were pretty early.
Yeah.
That's why we got the Broncos
first 6
1.
weeks.
Right. Exactly.
Credit.
So for some reason Vegas still respects the Saints. I don't. We're 3-point favorites. Tampa comes to town, and I'm not picking us again.
Yeah, I'm not messing with that.
So
until Drew Brees can prove to me
right,
that
he's not a bum bitch.
Because he's making jackass irresponsible throws, and he's getting really, really greedy.
No, I'll go with the Saints.
Yeah, of course you will.
That's our.
No, sorry.
What's the number?
3.
Saints by 3.
Right.
Neither one of these teams want to win a game. I'll go Tampa because maybe
they're playing for more.
They both lost 3 in a row, right?
Yeah,
Has Tampa lost 3 in a row?
Tampa's been losing.
Yeah.
That's why it's been the Saints.
So
Saints been staying alive.
It's
Tampa is 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. They're
That's right, because they were 6
hanging
and
on to their
6.
fingernails now.
Yeah. Because it was Philly. A good team before that, though.
They lost to
Denver.
They lost to Denver.
And then us, maybe. I don't know. No. Because we haven't won in a while.
No, yeah, because you would have lost the same week.
Right.
Was it Carolina?
I don't know. But as you look that up, Minnesota goes to St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams, 3-point favorites.
Oh, man.
Rams 3 points over the Vikings.
The Rams have won
Let's
an amount in a row, too.
Yeah.
Let's win it one for person. Let's do it.
Okay.
One more for person.
I think Jeff Fisher will find a way to make 9 in the box matter against AP. No one else has.
You would hope, right?
I don't know. No one else has, but I think he will.
Well, this is in the dome, which makes it close.
Right.
But I'll go Minnesota. I'll keep it.
Yeah, I agree. I like Fisher in this one to find a way to contain.
That's the one thing you have to do.
Yeah.
And I know it hasn't been easy. I'm not undermining, but 9 in the box, make it work.
Buccaneers lost to Atlanta by a point.
That was it. There was that all those
streak.
field goal misses. Yeah.
They
another bad loss.
You know,
But
really.
Well, it was at home. It was in Tampa.
Yeah.
Washington +1 at Cleveland. And I struggle with this one, but will Cleveland really win 4 in a row? I can't.
Oh, God.
I can't sign off on that. I'll take the Skins. That two of the hotter teams.
Yeah.
Right now, but there's a little magic going on over there in the nation's capital, and not just in Obama's office.
We're picking Rat Face for 5 in a row because we don't want to believe.
Because that means Cleveland would win 4 in a row.
Yeah,
right. It's right.
Something's got to give.
Right.
Result. So they're gonna tie.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna tie. I'll go Redskins.
Plus, I get a point.
I believe Garcon is dynamic enough to get a couple plays, and that'll be all it takes.
Yeah, I got Washington.
And their running game as well.
I think the line is fair because Cleveland always seems to get involved in these super close, low scoring games.
No, they don't. That's 5-8, but they haven't been. Nobody's bent them over this year, and that's been the theme though for a while.
They had one bad one.
Yeah,
I think it was against Baltimore.
Right, that was early.
Yeah,
but that second one against Baltimore on Thursday night was close. Mm-hmm. That's my Thursday night.
That was the 9-6 game.
In the rain, yeah, something like that. It was a little higher.
Yeah.
But, no, they beat San Diego 7-6.
Oh, jeez.
That was the Halloween weekend. But that's just San Diego playing defense and their offense not cooperating. This is an interesting game. A battle of 2 of the Florida teams. Miami's favored over Jacksonville by 7. and Miami's home.
Jacksonville.
It's the Chad Henne revenge game, right?
Gotta be.
And MJD might be back.
Oh, really?
Jacksonville.
But it's the Henne revenge game. I have Jacksonville as well.
Yeah, I do too. Miami doesn't blow a lot of teams out.
No, and this would be
even Jacksonville.
Right, but I think Henne's going to come in and jack these guys up. Hopefully Blackman has a couple touchdowns. Anyway, Denver goes to Baltimore, favored in Baltimore, in the big crab cake by 3. Baltimore needs it. They'll get it. They'll find a way. They're home. They need it, and they're getting 3. So I got to go with them. I don't know if I believe it.
If they still had Cam Cameron, I would take the Broncos and smile.
Right. No, I agree. So would I.
And maybe Flacco's been waiting to do this and waiting to do that.
Ray Lewis will keep them within 3. Even they might lose just because of his presence. They have to win this game. I mean, they don't have to.
That don't mean that they will.
It usually does, though.
I'll go with Denver. I'll keep riding that train.
I'm struggling with that.
There'd be 9 in a row for Denver.
That's not outrageous to even believe.
I'm just saying.
I want to love the Ravens, but they don't love me, man. Look, they know.
At least it's a game I want to see.
Yes.
It's been a couple weeks since there was a game like I need to see this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go Ravens.
You got Ravens?
At home.
Right. Getting 3.
Getting 3, that's pretty unusual.
Right. Especially for Baltimore.
Yeah.
And
no, that's what I meant.
Yeah. No. It's a big crab cake. No, I want crab cakes. Here's your Indy Houston line. 9.5.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
And it's here, I presume.
Yeah.
If they let Chuck Pagano in that stadium, that's worth 5.
No, it's the final game.
But I thought, is Chuck not traveling?
I don't think he'll travel. Maybe. I don't know. I know sideline is final game.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's an auto loss for the Texans.
Right. And these two are a lot closer than I think people think. And by the transitive property, both lost by 30 to New England. In New England. So, that's not the first time I bring up the transitive property.
It fails. So
it kind of does, but I just think they're closer than...
The Texans are ticked and blah, 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 and the Colts...
But what does that mean, you know?
But
they probably were ticked last night.
I still want to believe...
Fans were.
Right.
I just want to believe that the Colts will be able to get downfield on them, too.
It's like verbatim of our rankings.
With Wyatt Tittle. So
we out of 8th.
Yeah, I see the Texans winning this game, but 9.5 is too much.
That's a little greedy.
Yeah, I think
that's where I
especially with Luck coming back.
Yeah,
I mean,
that offense.
6 of their 9 wins are comeback wins. So they're gonna make a run at this, no matter what the score is at the end.
Yeah, even if it's garbage time, cutting it from 21 to 7. Yeah, I got Indy.
Yeah, we all do. And I wouldn't be surprised if they pull it off. But I wouldn't be surprised if Houston pulled away. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't know with this team. I can't find a leader that
seems to be what the line's saying is
right.
Houston's gonna mash them. Yeah. I'm done doubting the Colts. I mean, I'm not putting money on this.
9-4 is crazy.
It really is. No matter who they've beaten, they've won these games. I don't care. And I know we say different things about Atlanta and the Texans, but they're hyped a lot more, I think.
Sure.
So
it is the sneakiest 9-4 in a while.
It's the most impressive.
It's pretty sneaky.
Carolina on the road in San Diego, getting 3. San Diego's favored in this one. I don't know why.
Probably because they beat down Pittsburgh.
Right, but the Chargers have been lumped into the Saints.
Ron Rivera cares so much, and he knows all the things that are shitty about North Turner.
But they're underdogs. The Panthers are underdogs,
and
I don't understand. East Coast going west, it's not the same detriment as West going east, which has been a farce this year too. I just Chargers, like I said, they're lumped in with the Saints.
I'm going Chargers.
And possibly definitely the Cardinals, and another Buffalo for me. I just can't take it the rest of the way.
Both these teams showed up last week. So what if they both regress? I'll go Chargers.
Let's go Chargers because they're at home.
I've got Carolina. Cam looks like last year. And that's enough to beat.
He's definitely stepped it up.
But we talked about that Chargers defense being a lot better than
3,
people think. So. And
the the offense. I don't know.
The Panthers are lacking weapons on offense.
Well,
too,
as much as we dog Atlanta, they've got weapons, and Carolina had shut them out midway through the third.
Yeah.
So I mean that says enough for me. San Diego's just downright anemic on offense right now.
Man.
So I'll take the Panthers.
They got big play options. It's just that they're guys who are supposed to be coming through for them are screwing them big time, and all that means they're gonna be out of town next year.
Well, plus they're just one. Well, they're one trick pony. They can't run the football. So that's kind of what Atlanta ran into. And who knew that was going to be the Anquan Bolden game? But
yeah, of course it is.
Moving on to the next game, Seattle in Toronto against Buffalo.
Say the number.
4.5-point favorites.
That's good enough for me. Seattle.
Yeah, the Power. Canada gets introduced to the Power. And I was talking to a coworker of mine today, and we kind of came to the same resolution. He actually has Seattle season tickets.
Yeah.
So he's paid for like his tickets the next 10 years. He only goes to like one game, but he StubHubs the rest. Mm-hmm. In Toronto, it's going to be a 50-50 crowd. Yeah. It'll be just as many Seattle fans.
There will be.
So, yeah, it's another home game for a team that loves home games.
And the Bills are completely packed in.
Right, well then, yeah, after 12 points against the Rams.
Yeah, no Freddie Jacks.
Sorry. Seattle generates turnovers and Buffalo commits them. So, yeah, I've got Seattle as well. They're playing too well on defense right now.
Yeah.
With such a limited offense, they'll just scheme for Spiller and
they're on a roll and Buffalo's had the wrong.
Anyone else beat me?
Go for it. The wrong direction all season.
Right, and this line's probably not big enough, but it's a disrespect to the Lions, and I hope Schwartz plays that card. Detroit's going to Arizona, which is just the same situation as if they played at home. Favored by just 6, the Lions.
The Lions are so damn irresponsible, but come on, guys. Aren't they just going to tee off?
I think it's time.
On defense, they're going to tee off, and Stafford's going to close his eyes and just do this.
To Calvin.
And look.
And they're going to run the ball. I mean, look how Seattle ran the ball against Arizona last week. They're going to use Jacques Bell and LaShore and me. And, I mean,
Kevin Smith's going to score a touchdown.
Right.
Would I dare to pick a team that gave up 58 points last week?
I don't see what they're playing for.
Because what are they going to do?
Even if they cared, I don't think there's 6 points.
What are they going to turn
close to Detroit?
There's word on the streets, that they've quit on Wisenhunt. And 9 losses in a row, with that last one being totally embarrassing. We tend to bear that out, so I'll go with the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, how do you not have a quarterback?
It's hard to take the Lions, but because
it's harder to take Arizona.
It's
without
hard.
Double digits.
Yeah, it's
like
hard.
in the 20 range.
They're not showing up. They can't get the ball to Larry Fitzgerald. They're trying to find people off the street.
One catch last week.
Did he have that?
And he was still playing in the fourth quarter. That's when he got the catch.
Jesus.
Which is appalling. So
Seattle's good, but good God.
Can you show up with a funny look on your face and run on the Lions because they don't care anymore?
Not with Beanie Wells and the guy with 3 names.
Hey, now you leave Stevens Howlands out of this.
You missed like 3 names.
But
Rogers, Tallins,
but
McGee.
Beanie Wells.
They couldn't even run in Atlanta. Atlanta's poo.
Don't they have a
on defense?
Cromartie too?
They
the
do.
Corner, but they traded him to Philly.
Right. Beanie Wells is somewhere limping, so that isn't gonna matter.
But he still got like 9 carries for 12 yards last week.
Woo!
And he was
He's
playing
such a dumpster fire.
I'm going Lions.
I already wrote it.
I'm scared. I'm scared though, man, because I need them this time.
Yeah. Right. No, I need Stafford to...
Yes.
Yeah. Which I hope it doesn't get out of hand too much so that this is a team that throws and throws and throws, and I think they would still throw with him up because everybody's playing for their jobs.
It's a good fit for the Lions with the pass rush and Arizona.
The Arizona secondary is good, but I don't know if they care. And Calvin Johnson, I don't know that it matters.
Yeah.
So with 4 left, Pittsburgh heads to Dallas. Actually favored because Dallas really has no home field.
Just
they really don't.
Horrifying, considering they spent $1 billion in that stadium.
Right. What a moron. Yeah, like I said about Baltimore, Pittsburgh needs it. I know Dallas needs it too, but can they really string together? Would this be 3 in a row?
What's the line?
1. Pittsburgh's favorite. I mean, and the rust is off a bit. So this would be 3 in a row for Dallas, wouldn't it? Philly, and then they won last week.
Yeah, it would be.
You should be able to run it up the gut against the Cowboys. I mean, and if it works, you should keep doing it, you know? And the Steelers will keep doing it. And Dwyer have a Dwyer game of lifetime.
We'll also have a big play. Antonio Brown will be back. Heath Miller will get a red zone target.
If he's good, yeah. I mean, allegedly he's concussed, but I'm assuming he'll.
That's a week.
But no, it's the Steelers. Though,
under 26, right? They've been letting the young guys come back immediately, but the older fellas, McCoy might be back this week, which
is bad for Bryce Brown situations.
Ass, but. I mean, I wouldn't force him back on a Thursday, but that's because I'm greedy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I've got the Steelers.
This is a tough one.
They're just going to get after Romo.
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah, let's sweep it.
Yeah. They have to stay alive. It's because they're them. Without them alive in the playoffs, it's cool coach against... And a letdown like after Kansas City had Dallas might suffer as well. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Kansas City, only 3-point dogs in Oakland because it's Oakland. But Kansas City lost to Cleveland 30-7. Transitive back. Oakland only lost 20-17. So
give me Oakland.
I'll take Oakland here, and I think Kansas City's completely packed it in. And Myers will bounce back after his one catch, 7-yard performance.
Yeah, they get a clean sweep.
Yeah.
It's scary to beat Oakland to beat anybody by any margin.
But they do have offensive talent. I mean, think about it. Jamal Charles ran the first play from scrimmage, 80 yards for a touchdown. They didn't score again. Yeah. Last week. They didn't do shit again. Except for lose starters to injury.
We got to watch out on these clean sweeps, though. I think this past weekend we had 8 clean sweeps, and we were 2-6.
Yikes!
On those.
Well, that's fine. Because it's
so
been
we thought were most obvious.
Well, it's been that kind of season.
Yeah, true.
But if we're betting against somebody, Kansas City is probably the way to go. New England was the way to go to bet for.
Yeah.
And on, I guess it's a Sunday night. It is San Francisco in Foxborough.
Mm-hmm.
New England with 3-point favorites.
I'll take that.
Yeah, that Belichick's got something for that rookie.
I'll take New England.
Yeah. See, that's the ones they smell that number 1 seed.
They're on a roll. Yeah.
Offensively, for sure.
They've done this the past couple of years. Second half of the season, 2010 they were undefeated. 2011 they were undefeated in the second half.
Right.
Doing it again. They're 5-0 now.
Yeah. No.
So for whatever reason,
it's December.
They seem to hit that groove. We can talk all we want about January, but
right. Yeah. Well, but prior to last season, sure, but last season they took care of business.
They did.
You just got to stay away from Baltimore.
They would maybe at least watch Monday night game since the Jets were on prior against the Texans.
Uh-oh.
Jets at Tennessee. Tennessee's favored.
The Jets are winning that game.
Yeah, it's a road game for the Jets. There's no one there to cry for for Tebow or
McElroy
or McElface. Is that another clean
Brad Smith?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Don't look now. The Jets are 1 game out of the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm trying not to. But we all picked Cincinnati and Pittsburgh too, right? So maybe we didn't.
I didn't.
No.
But we all took Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I think, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that means the opposite will happen, and
yes.
And Cincy will. I don't know.
Hey, you just got Braylon Edwards though.
Don't look now.
A week after he tweeted.
They have a target.
Yeah.
What did he tweet?
That the Jets organization they were idiots for the way they handled Mark Sanchez in general.
His tweet was, "Don't blame Sanchez. I played there. Blame the idiots calling shots. Mark is a beast and will prove it when given a proper chance."
All right, well.
Q 56-yard Braylon Edwards touchdown.
Yeah, right. Or at least an attempt to get him that.
It's going down.
So we move on from that. Hopefully they go. I'd take 7 and 9 again, to be honest. Going forward with the picks next week.
Gotta moderate expectations.
Right, I would take that. The Stump Stefan segment. A lot more quarterback trivia again. I alluded to this in the power rankings. I believe in the power rankings. Nick Foles threw for over 350 yards. He threw for 381, exactly. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. How many other rookies have done that? And who do you think they are?
Did Cam do it?
No one's done it.
No one's done it? Oh,
No.
Okay.
It's the first with no one. I think
First
the key
one.
is no interceptions.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Yeah.
tipped off the. Oh, and in response to a comment you made to my question last week, when how many rookie quarterbacks have thrown a winning touchdown with zeros on the clock, you said that'd be illegal, but Foles in fact did that.
Oh, there were no time left on the clock?
Right.
Like a defensive penalty, so you get one more play?
No. It was just when he threw it, it was zeros.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was saying when the play started.
No, okay. So how many others have done that?
Wait, so this is different from last week's question?
Right. Kind of. Not really. So you know the answer.
So Peyton?
So none. It's never happened.
Okay.
It was 0 seconds. It never happened before.
I'm confused.
Right. Well, when he threw it, when Luck threw it, there were 4 seconds left. And what was it? Avery ran it in. When he ran it in, that took 4 seconds.
I see.
But this is the only quarterback to do it
Okay.
when double zeros are actually on the clock. Like he ran around, extended the play. And
Now I'm on board.
all right. There you go. Got you there.
A lot of firsts.
You get all week.
And Kirk Cousins, and Bob
Relationship
Griffin.
to DeMarcus.
Right.
Ah.
Were the first pair of rookies to throw a touchdown pass for the same team since.
Pair of rookies
Same team
to throw a touchdown pass for the same team.
in the same game.
Same game. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Let's see. Rookie quarterbacks. Oh man. So would have had to both been.
Well, I mean, do you think it's happened? You obviously think it's happened before.
Yeah,
It has.
it has.
I can't find who. I have a year.
Oh, okay. So you know what year it happened,
Right.
but you don't know
No, I think
who did it?
I
Because I don't either. We have that in common.
right. I couldn't find it. I didn't look too intently, but
Oh,
I think I know. I think I know the team.
It's a while back, maybe.
I mean, that would mean I didn't know. Yeah, I mean that's a hint because I don't know. I think I know the team, but I'm not certain, and could probably look it up. But
Okay. Well, that kind of directs me. Away
it's just
from
a year, right?
Certain big names, yeah. Oh, so you're looking for a year?
Right.
Okay, since
Since
1990.
No. Older than us.
Older than us.
Yes. Even you.
Holy shit.
You don't have to take
That's 1967.
Oh, 1-1.
66.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's Dolphins quarterbacks, but I haven't been able to find.
What are the names?
I don't know. I don't have it. I didn't put it in there. I think it is. During the state of the art, you can search.
Okay. Yeah.
But going on, I don't know if I alluded to this. No, I didn't. The Lions played in Lambeau Sunday night. This past Sunday night.
Yes.
When was the last time they've won there?
Oh man, I might have seen this.
You did. I'm sure you saw it.
Yeah.
This is where I see
It
it.
was a long ass time.
Long enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Last time the Lions won in Lambeau. 92.
91.
Close.
Close enough.
Jason
One
Hansen,
last
like
one.
year before Jason Hansen.
This was
The Eric Kramer years.
RG3 became the third Redskins quarterback to beat the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants. This is more a scheduling thing, really. In consecutive games in the same season.
Okay.
Who were the other two?
Third Skins quarterback to do that?
Third.
Theismann?
No. Fuck that guy. He's insane. This guy's one of my favorite players. I don't know that I talk about it a lot, but he was a Redskins quarterback. Obviously, if that helps.
It's not Gus Frerotte.
No. The self-neck inflicting injury
Right.
guy.
When you said you liked him, I was
Right.
like, oh, that's not Gus Frerotte. Doug Williams.
No.
Oh,
But that's a good guess.
Yeah.
He actually was on the Saints for the Super Bowl. He was on the roster.
Saints for their Super Bowl.
But I love him for his Jacksonville lore.
Burnell.
Yes.
Okay.
And then one more, like historically great.
Let's see.
Pre-Thosman.
Graham.
Something like that. Sonny Jurgensen.
Autogram, I think he was on the Browns.
He was. They all were back in the day. Anybody with relevance.
They're just interchangeable.
Yes. And moving on to the state of the art fantasy segment. I know most teams are actually out. Most people. And the 4 listeners, I don't know. I don't even know if they are. Well, I'm certain Casey is. Kevin might not be. And again, I don't know who else listens. So, for those not, should people, I mean, I did this a couple weeks ago, just in case, because I had the roster space, storing backups of teams they might think aren't going to have meaningful games in Week 16, which there's really no team that's going to, I don't think, given the makeup of the standings.
The way they got the standings and the schedules.
Because Atlanta, Green Bay, San Francisco,
you kind of got to play.
Right. I guess if you have playoffs in Week 17, which is insane.
It is insane.
But if you do, certainly. But if not,
I think you need to think about if you got deep waiver situations and you're not number one, you need to look at your own backups first. Like I know a couple weeks ago in the league, I picked up Pierce for Ray Rice, and right on time, Ray Rice has a hip pointer. And
now
so he has a hip pointer, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh crap! I need.
But allegedly, he's perfectly fine and he's gonna be okay. Him. But hip pointers can turn into.
It does, but NFL hip pointers are like different than when I had one.
Yeah, but it's a disaster. When you say it, it's not something that you want. I mean, you gotta think about that. You gotta think about just making sure your bench is nice. I mean, you got 2 weeks left. Some people have 3 weeks left. People get hurt. Like, take advantage. Like, if you've been lucky enough to avoid sweet Percy getting hurt, or you survived Fred Jackson getting hurt
again,
2, because you're a survivor.
Again, 2. This is second injury this year, right?
Third.
Right.
Third. So he hurt the knee in week 1. He had concussion in like week 9, and he just had the knee again. And it's like a bone bruise, so he's completely out. Like, he probably won't play for that team again either. And that's scary.
He'll be somewhere.
He'll be somewhere, but that's just...
No, they need him. He won't break the bank.
He won't, but I don't know if that's smart.
You're going to have to pay Spiller.
Yeah.
He can break the bank.
Yes, which would put them in a situation where they say, let's roll with the Shard choice.
Right.
Oops. So, oops. Yeah, hella oops. I mean, get your backups. I mean, and also, too, look at who's left in your brackets and look at what the weaknesses are on their teams. Because if you're playing against people that got irresponsible folks at wide receiver, and T.Y. Hilton sitting out there, Wyatt Till sitting out there,
Duh.
You got weird throwed off people on free agent lists. I mean, pick those people up and make sure that you're not sitting up somewhere pissed off, losing money because you hung out and let somebody else beat you at Wyatt Till.
So the Streeter guy in Oakland, maybe Jason Avant in Philly.
Deep leagues, yeah.
Lewis Murphy, if LaFell stays out. He was targeted a lot last year.
Yeah, but I'm not interested in that.
Chris Givens, if Amendola stays out.
Chris Givens, yes.
Brandon, the other guy, the Brandon Gibson guy had.
Brandon Gibson, but I
he
think
had a
that's
bigger game.
But that was a case of number one corner just putting it all on Givens. But they won't have a killer number one corner against them the rest of the season, if I remember.
But Amendola might be back, too. He might also be, if you don't have IR in your league, he might have been cut.
Yeah, Amendola.
He's guaranteed 12 targets because I think him and Bradford are banging.
If you play in a league that's not really what it needs to be, Pierre Garçon's still out there for some reason. Pick him up.
Not anymore. Not these 2 weeks.
Just do it. Pick him up.
He's gone. If he's not, then your league sucks.
Yeah, and you need to be the one to benefit from it by picking him up. Because you know how these leagues are. Sometimes people don't. They not only wait the 1 week. Sometimes they have weeks where everybody waits 2 weeks.
And generally, there's only 4 teams left really competing at this point.
So, but don't be the guy that loses because you don't do that.
And should we just start playing the defenses that play Arizona every week?
I think it's
Detroit this week.
It's Detroit this week. Who is it the week after?
I don't know.
It's time.
Oh, it's I said it. It's Chicago.
It's Chicago,
Yeah.
so obviously everybody has somebody.
Yeah, so you can't scoop down, but Detroit might be.
Detroit got scooped
on
in my work league. They got scooped, and I was like, I hope I'm not playing the person that's playing them, where I can eat my second ridiculous defense in a row.
Right.
And I'm not. So.
And are you still supporting Myers in Oakland?
I am.
Okay. After that.
I am, because we look at stats. That's the two. That's like the one team.
But Kansas City, right? I agree.
Kansas City ain't stopping shit.
I know you now supporting No Sean Moreno.
It's about time.
Baltimore doesn't stop the run.
The carries are there, and it looks like they're serious about it. I mean, I would not start a known commodity over him. Right. But if you're still somewhere trying to start Ryan Matthews or some shit like that, quit doing that and go. If you want to roll somebody.
So him or Darren Sproles in the PPR. I'm making you think.
I'm scared. I'm not a big Sproles fan based on the Saints offense.
He doesn't get carries. He gets tosses, but
yeah, and so he catches 5 or 6 passes, which is safe money. So
because he's coming off a rushing and receiving touchdown.
Oh yeah, but come on.
I know it's the Giants. I agree.
I'm not.
I'm asking these because
I would rather, as scary as it is, I would rather roll with No Sean because you're talking 20 carries and 4 or 5 catches.
And he got 30 last week.
Yeah, so you're talking at least 20. So he's averaging 23, 24.
Right.
You're talking 20 carries and 4 or 5
he's progressing
catches.
in carries wise. They're bringing him up,
which is scary for him from an injury standpoint.
But you just need a week,
and it's getting kind of cute. But I'm not a big. I'm kind of hurting on Sproles this year, and that could go. I mean, they could show up and have a bad game, and then you're out because Sproles hit you with a 4-catch, 40-yard, no touchdown.
Right.
And
I agree. There's no guarantee of carries, and it scares me too. I benched him obviously he was hurt for a month, but then I haven't inserted him since. Yeah. When I have like a Matt Forte or a No Sean Moreno now or Bryce Brown, or you're getting carries, you just don't know.
That's funny. It's a guy in my work league. He has both. He has Sproles and No Sean because he had old man. He had McGahee.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking. Well, Sproles this week against Tampa, you got to do that. Sproles next week at Dallas, you don't necessarily have to do that.
Yeah, but it's your championship, so
if
you're around, you did something right.
So week 15, I think you roll with Sproles because it's Tampa.
But Baltimore can't stop. Their run defense is poop.
I know, but Tampa can't stop anybody from doing anything in the air.
They can stop a team that sucks.
That's a tough decision. That's a really good question.
Yeah, it's what I'm facing. And finally, David Wilson.
We'll talk about it all week.
Right.
We'll come up with something.
Right. David Wilson.
I like him as a pickup.
Is it just our defense sucks, or
it's that doesn't help? I would not want to be again sitting somewhere with $100 instead of $600 because
started David Wilson over.
Because I didn't pick up David Wilson just to stash him,
right?
Instead of keeping.
No, I agree. If anything, I want to keep him away from anyone else.
Because if you got Ben Tate or Mark Ingram or
Justin Forsett.
Let me look at somebody's bench. And find.
Because I'm stashing Forsett, but that's worthless now. So could dump that because they're playing out the season. They have to.
Yes, they are.
So
if you got Andre Roberts on your Kendall Wright,
and Andre Roberts, that's Carolina receiver. I mean, Cardinals receiver.
Yeah, I mean, you got people like that all upside your bench. You need to drop those people, and you need to pick up David.
This week, I'm dropping Greg Little, Rashad Jennings, and Daniel Thomas.
Yes.
And picking up Rod Streeter, David Wilson, and someone else that I've mentioned. I don't know.
I mean, Denario Alexander, there's people scoffing at that.
He's gone in both, yeah.
People have been scoffing at that.
I can't look at him, but he gets targets too.
And he's getting 8
touchdowns,
like every game.
So he's Spencer Jackson.
I mean, Jonathan Stewart. What are you
he's
doing?
Dead.
What are you doing?
He's dead. He's dead.
What are you doing? Is Jonathan Stewart? He has his annual ankle injury.
Yeah, he's dead.
And even if he starts, what do you?
It's the most overpaid.
8 carries. That's what
running backs, and they're most effective running backs under center. It's a damn shame, but it's fact.
It is a fact. I mean, Rashard Mendenhall, clearly they're ticked off at this man. What are you doing? Cut it out. What are you doing with Brian Hartline still on your team? What are you doing?
On David Scheffler's the other guy. Yeah,
like,
Hartline sucked for 2 months.
Like Scheffler, like get involved. Like there's people out there that need to be getting picked up, and you need to get on it. Stock your team. Don't get beat because of David Wilson. Like do it like that.
Right. And like you said, even if it means you store them, don't let someone else get lucky and beat you with David motherfucking Wilson.
And so and Lions defense too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if you got Chicago's defense. I don't care if you got a defense you're going to start every week. You need to get these I'm going to lose because of this defense type defenses out of the – take those players off of somebody else's team.
Right. Exactly.
And that's the biggest advice. I guess if it comes down to funk hitting the fan and you want to get cute, I think you got to still go with the probability and the opportunities and – you see Greg Jennings, man. You know, we were loving him for a while. We might need to moonwalk out of that.
No, well, for now. He's working his way back in. And
yeah, I am. We ain't got time for him to work his way back in. Shit, he need to work his ass up.
Well, especially if you 2 weeks left. He might be a factor in the playoffs. He won't be in the rest of the regular season, especially fantasy regular season.
It just doesn't look good for messing around with that. You got to look at your guys and get as much nerdy information. Yeah, get your nerdy information together about matchups, and I guess that Brandon Myers situation is a good time to say, look and see if you got a divisional matchup, how that player did against that same team a month ago.
And that's what saved me. That was my last view, and it was still a roll of the dice, but it was him or Moreno. I made that decision, and I picked one or the other.
It worked out.
I just figured you could run on Oakland. Running back's just more conservative.
Get some indoor kickers too, because
no doubt. There's no doubt about that. I draft. That's all I draft. Seriously.
Usually I do.
Kickers and Matt Bryan and now I have Prather because of the altitude.
Yeah.
And then they're struggling in the red zone lately. So.
Yeah. I thought you said Prather.
Prather.
Got art coming out.
Yeah, black kicker. That happens.
And I kick it.
Southern even has white kickers.
Not since Donald Igwebuike.
Reggie Roby was a punter, but may he rest in peace.
Yes.
What happened?
The people just don't know he's deceased. It was a young passing. So that's
all I got, man.
All right.
Good luck, because if you're down at this point, you got a good chance of finishing in the money. So you got one more week for guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Act for it.
Quietly behind the scenes. That's the Harris guy. I think.
I'm not counting on that.
Well, no, I'm not. You have to be really. You're not here if you're picking up guys like that. You're not in this situation. So, final segment. Sheik tweets. I'll read a couple.
Oh, I didn't have any, so yeah, it's all you.
Okay. It's been interesting today, and we're over the last couple of days. He gives one cool. This is a weird request. Soon I see which one of my fans want to have beer with me, the Sheiky baby. You tell me, and maybe I make you humble. So does that mean he's gonna bang me in the ass when I have beer with him?
Sounds like it.
Not me.
I don't want that.
Right. And I don't know if y'all have seen that. I haven't seen it. I read about it. I saw pictures. The IKEA monkey stuff where the monkey's like waiting for the cat to pick him up, or he's got a full-on jacket on.
I don't know. I fast forward through ads now.
No, I haven't seen it. I've just seen pictures. But apparently the Sheik's seen it. IKEA monkey smarter than the Chris Brown mother. Obviously. IKEA monkey deserved to beat the F out of the Mel Gibson. IKEA monkey have sex with the Chris Brown mother after being smarter than her. And then he finishes with IKEA, go F yourself.
Oh.
So I don't. He started with that, and then it's really.
How does he feel about it?
Right. Again, he's mixed messages from the Sheik. More on the Chris Brown, mother. She live in dog shit. She should be on the show Cribs. I thought Cribs was when you showed your nice home, like not a dog shit home. Right. Why would you? I don't know. And there's a couple NFL tweets. Somebody have to make big time beer shit today, and it looked like the Rex Ryan face. He's not a fan of the Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan, yeah.
And then this is weird too. That there was the Bo Nose thing after the Heisman Trophy presentation. Bo Nose on Sheik beat the F out of him. Bo Jackson, now he's giving him a last name. No, he have small black dick. Getting a little racist here. Uh-huh. But then he boasts on himself.
Small was the main event of that.
Right. My ball's bigger than the Titanic. How does he walk? How does he move around? That's a big sack. And I agree with him here. After the Gangnam Style, he have smaller dick than the Gary Bettman. Also racist. Asians, that stereotype, small penis.
Yeah.
But I believe it. The Donald Fair, F-E-H-R, Fair, deserved to get raped by a dead gorilla, which doesn't seem possible.
That's tough. Yeah.
But raped in dog shit, for he F up the NHLPA, at the Players Association. Yes. More positive, respect to Peyton, he the real, I love the Denver. And then finally, the Chris Brown win Grammy for best beat up his girlfriend, and I hope he choke on gorilla shit. So at least this gorilla was live, maybe. It was able to create shit.
I finally found the 1966
was it not the Dolphins?
Reference. It was the Dolphins.
Was it? I don't even know. I even know.
George Wilson and Rick Norton.
There you go. Two household names.
Two household names. George Wilson didn't play another season.
Yeah.
Rick Norton played a couple. Yep. 1966.
As long as he didn't get raped by the dead gorilla.
And they did it in the first half when Wilson got hurt. And
2 picks.
He didn't play anymore.
But no dead gorilla wiener. That's it's a positive in his life, I guess. Mm-hmm. So there was some other good ones, but the dog is crying. It's her birthday, so I guess I should let her out.
Yeah.
Annoying son.
No, we didn't hear that.
But with all that said, is that any other additions, musings?
Martellus Bennett, man.
Are you going to the game Sunday?
No. Which game? The Texans game?
Yeah.
No.
Seemed like a good one.
Yeah, should be. There are some good games this weekend.
I know. I'm trying to figure out. I guess I don't really care much anymore about intently watching our games, but I'm not gonna go to the mezzanine for that. I just can't deal with that.
No.
Last Sunday was so beautiful. It was all. It was like olden times when they sucked. It was all of heaven.
Kind of was that.
Yeah, it really was. I mean,
like 6 random people and us.
Yeah. No, it was wonderful. But all right, well, we'll conclude number 29, and next week bring you number 30.
Martellus Bennett
from the North Estate Studios. I gotta let the dog out, so.
Woof. No.
We let that play us out.
29 episodes. It took us that long.
I don't know who let those dogs out, but somebody needs to let them back in.
Oh.
I had trouble loading the Fox one last week, and I just cut it off. And it's looking like I'm having that same issue.
Oh, well.
That's a shame.
We'll be alright.
Do CBS. Because I was trying to do the Pointastic. We were talking about something last week, and it...
Yeah.
Even short ones don't work.
George Blanda threw 42 picks in 1962.
What is
Phillip Rivers is like that.
Did he punt them?
And they went 11-3.
No, that's like beyond the record. There's no way.
Jesus.
42 picks. That's when they said maybe you should kick the ball.